Happy Halloween season, Internet.
Hello!
I'm here with Felicia, and we've both been in a bit of an absence, it seems.
Yeah, we were both just saying, September was our most, absent YouTube month of all time.
Yeah, it's been rough. But we're here to talk about a Netflix series that is criminally under-talked about right now.
Yes.
We're going to talk about Brand New Cherry Flavor.
The most horrifying, the most weird, the most everything I've ever wanted.
Yeah, 100% agreed. You want to take the plot synopsis? Because I'm trying to think of how.
I could try. We have our main character who is a filmmaker, and she's made this short that under some mysterious circumstances with some mysterious what's the word I'm looking for? Effects, I'll say. And so she gets someone, contacts her, says, come out to Hollywood, baby. I'm going to make you a feature. And you're going to get to direct it. It's going to be awesome. She's like, all my dreams are coming true. And then, of course, because it's Hollywood, she gets screwed over. And so she finds a witch lady to put a curse on an evil man. And it really spirals from there. It gets, that's the most basic way I could tell you about any of this.
And that's only episode 1.
Yeah, really. That's just the first episode.
And the following 7 episodes are what you just described as the spiral from there. And yeah, boy, does it spiral.
Yes. There's cats. There's...
Cats coming out of places they shouldn't be.
No, they shouldn't. Oh, man. But it's great. It's there is some imagery in this show that I have never seen before that was really startling. And it's nice to be startled once in a while.
Yeah, I feel like this review really can't have a structure because the show has so much to talk about in so many different directions. It comes to us from Nick Antosca and is basically this 5th season of Channel Zero that we never got. In terms of its aesthetics, in terms of its... the overall, weird nightmare vibes that it gives off. Which is very much what that show was. But what I really like about this is that... So, the first episode of this series is directed by Arkasha Stevenson, who is... she directed the 3rd season of Channel Zero. And she took major influences from David Lynch and from specifically Twin Peaks.
Oh, interesting.
And she understands his directing style well enough to capture those vibes, and so she brought heavy Lynch vibes to episode 1, specifically Mulholland Drive and Lost Highway vibes, which I loved that. Super cool. There's a scene where Lisa first meets Boro, Catherine Keener's character, and it's in terms of its visuals, in terms of its sound design, in terms of the overall weird isolated vibe that it gives off, that is something that is directly an homage to a scene from Lost Highway, which I think is super cool.
Yeah, I really, especially in that first episode when we're setting up I just want to keep saying aesthetic, but her and her leathery jacket with the light shimmering off of her of this city she's about to have this journey in that old car, and it's just it's just everything about it is so good. And I love, I don't know what order of things we're kind of talking in at all, but I have to automatically say that our 2 lead actors in this are so outrageously good. So we have Rosa Salazar, who I only knew from the Aaliyah movie that I never saw, but I know that's her. But she is outrageous, and then Catherine Keener is outrageous.
In different ways. In different ways. But what I loved Rosa Salazar. She is the center point of this show, and she carries it so well. There are so many different emotions she has to play, and so many different conflicting emotions she has to play at any given moment, and she does it really well.
Yeah, while being in like this insanely like heightened, absurd world.
Yeah. Yes. Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about, because that's where the Lynch vibes also come back. It's like this entire universe has this heightened reality to it, where it's like everything is over the top and weird, and there are things that like we as the viewer are like, that is bizarre, that doesn't make sense, but everyone in the show treats it like it's normal.
I was just gonna say, and the way in which the characters are so blunt and honest about everything that's going on, where like there's one point where she's like, there's a section about sex magic later in the series where she's like, I've come to your house because we need to do sex magic. Like, it's just, everything is very like blunt. No one's like trying to secretly be in this magic world. Everyone's like, oh no, this is just like happening now, and so we've all must accept that all of this is real.
That's what I love, is that like no one questions it ever. Everyone just takes everything at face value, and it's hysterical.
Like, it's like, you're a witch, you're a witch. Okay, great.
Yeah, there's a running joke and I don't want to spoil too much, but I'll say there's a running joke involving the production of kittens.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
And every time a new kitten appears...
is birthed.
Yeah. Some random person from the background walks in, picks it up, and walks away without saying a word. And this happens like 4 or 5 times.
More than that. It's happening. I feel like it's in like, and the kittens, they do end up having like significance, in terms of why they are there. But the image of a firstborn wet kitten, covered in is just epic.
And where they're coming from is interesting.
Yes.
This show,
not where you would expect.
The show gets weird, and when I say weird, I mean like really weird. There is the strangest sex scene ever put on television.
And one of the best I've ever seen. And I have never seen anything like that in my whole life.
Yeah, that was truly out there.
Yes. And yet, the actors are playing it so grounded and truthfully. Like, I'm just like... And they accept it. Like, there's no question about why this strange, I don't know how to say it, version of sex is going on. It's just like, they're like, this feels good, we're doing this now. And it's like, okay.
That's exactly it. It's just, again, everything's face value. Everything is just like, this is what we're doing. Okay.
Yeah. And it's really, really good.
Did you ever do a curse on someone?
We don't really do this in our family.
So how's the curse going?
It's a work in progress.
It creates this super bizarre world that everyone's inhabiting, and then you're just going on the journey through, and it's very funny and very surreal, and it's just a great time.
Yeah. And it's like, it kind of gives... For me, it kind of gives everything I want out of it, where it's like, yes, it's very weird. Yes, it's very stylized. The acting is good. The color palette is like very my aesthetic. Like, everything about it, I feel like it was like made for me. I was like, this is it.
All the neon, though.
Yes, all the neon. It's
so good.
Yeah.
And on top of that, you get great creature design and some truly weird imagery regarding that. And that's something, again, that carries over from Channel Zero. It's like, I love these incredibly imaginative, surreal creature designs that feel like they're pulled out of someone's nightmares.
Yes, and that's a great way to put it. And I think you said this earlier, too, is like this kind of nightmare imagery, but it's like bleeding into daytime, where it's like they're living their daily lives, but these nightmare moments are just going to appear when they're going to appear, and there's kind of no control or rhyme or reason, which is cool to me.
The one thing that I like a lot about this show is that it's very morally gray.
Interesting point.
It is like, it will make you question who you're rooting for at several points, and it makes you question who you're feeling bad for at several points. And I love that. I love that Lisa is not a cut and dry, like, she's the good guy. She's the protagonist, but she's, like, by the end of this, she's not a good person.
No. It feels like ultimately, like, the question the show is kind of asking is, like, what are you willing to do for your art? Or what are you willing to do to make it? And are you willing to, like, sacrifice yourself? And are you willing to sacrifice other people? And it gets very dark, because sometimes you're like, yes, I believe in what you're doing right now. And then sometimes I'm like, wow, you've really gone too far. And there's really no coming back, so there's nothing we can do.
Exactly. And I love that. I love the twists and turns that it takes throughout the whole 8-episode experience of it, because it's like, you truly can't predict where this is. Like, on the surface level, it's a basic revenge story, yeah, but it's the journey that it takes you on to get from point A to point B that is completely unexpected and completely bizarre and fun and unnerving. And
the character journey we get for a lot of different characters, like, I don't expect going in to, like, sort of know, what's the character's name? Boro? Like, I don't expect to get background on Boro, but then we get, like, part of an episode that gives us, like, just enough messed up crazy town about Boro. And then, like, we get the same thing with, like, the evil film producer. We kind of get to see a lot of different characters at these, like, very highs and low vulnerability places, by just getting little snapshots of their story, like, even though we might not get the whole thing. Like, everyone's stakes in the show are always at 100, I feel like. Like, everyone's always in crisis.
Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. I mean, I think especially when all the curse stuff starts ramping up, it really, the stakes go from 0 to 100, like, really, really quickly. And I don't know, I really love that. I loved how it, like you said, it kind of just drip feeds you just enough mystery or just enough answers to the mysteries that, like, it keeps you coming back because you want to know more, but it's not gonna, like, ever be over expository.
Yeah. Like, it's never like, and this is why this happens. It's like, we actually never get most of the information. If we were, like, thinking about the literal, like, we don't get a lot of literal information, but we get enough emotional information that it's okay.
Yeah, and it's like there are enough context clues that you can definitely put together what's going on, but it's like you have to definitely pay attention. Strong recommend. It's on Netflix, and it's only 8 episodes, and I would say to definitely check it out. They're not even all an hour. I know episode 3 was like 30 minutes.
Yeah, it's not actually that long. And I was, like, kind of, I don't know if you felt this way, like, halfway through I was like, is this gonna get, like, almost gimmicky at a certain point? Like, these kind of weird choices that I'm sort of seeing repeated. Like, I started to be like, oh no, like, is this, like, more about, like, spectacle than it is about, like, heart and story? And then, like, by the end I was like, oh no, like, I feel like I got, like, a very full rounded story that happened to be, like, really, really weird.
Yeah, no, I think that's a pretty good way of putting it. It's like, there are definitely points, I think, where you can wonder if it's going anywhere, or if it's just trying to be weird for weird's sake. But I think all the weird does have a purpose here, and I like that. I mean, it's very easy to just throw weird shit into a movie, but to actually have it, or into a series again, but to have it actually work and make sense. Yeah.
And it's really a show that, like, my biggest, like, compliment to the show, I think, is, like, they really, I feel like, didn't hold back in any way at any point. And I really appreciate that. Like, I was thinking about this. Did you watch that, what was that movie called? It's kind of like the modern day Rosemary's Baby on Hulu.
Not False Positive or whatever.
False Positive. Okay, no. Yes. Okay. So, like, False Positive was this movie that had some very extreme weird elements at the end, and I was like, wow, like imagine if they had really let this whole movie like go there, like go as far as it could have gone, and they didn't. And so that's a lot of the movie was actually a little boring. But this show, I felt like they really pushed everything to the limit in terms of like how weird, how hard, like even like how gory, how sexual, how whatever. Like they just fully went there at every point, and I really appreciated that.
I'm 100% agreement. Yeah, like I said, it's you covered all the bases there. It's like it's gory, it's scary, it's funny, it's like, I don't want to say sexy because I can't really describe it as that. It's weird. It's got some weird sex stuff.
Yeah, it's sexual at times.
It's sexual. It's also got kittens, a bunch of kittens,
and a lot of kittens. But yeah, what were some of your favorite moments? If we're gonna do a little spoiler section, if that's okay.
Yes, if you haven't watched Brand New Cherry Flavor and you want to be surprised by stuff, click away now.
Click away.
Subscribe to GirlyGore and check out Horror Movie Club. Check out Patreon, all that fun stuff.
I've been here before. They've heard it.
Yeah, they know how it goes. Favorite moments. I mean,
or most unforgettable could also be a better category.
Unforgettable. The side vagina sex scene.
Vagina sex.
That
when he
is
like
up
puts
there.
his hand and she's like putting her face.
She's got a vagina on her rib cage. It's very weird.
It's very weird, but there's just something about it that is just like so well done that it's just like, why is this like kind of like alien like sex? Like I'm like, this is a legit sex scene. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. But also, I mean, I love the nightmare. Lisa's mom. I love what it turns out, her mom is, and also the backstory for her mom.
Yeah, it's interesting because like the hollowed out face, I think is such a good image. And is that so it's like that and like the shaky kind of skull image we get, that's the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I liked both of those. I was scared.
The design was great.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
yeah,
I can't believe I forgot about the worm.
The long worm, oh my god.
Pulled right out of the eye.
Yeah, that she gives to him via cocaine in a very much earlier episode. And then it turns into this like super long worm that comes out of his eye. There's a lot of eyeball stuff.
There's a lot of eye stuff.
So much eyeball. Yeah. And we didn't even talk about this, but one thing that I think is also really cool is like her short film, right? What we end up finding out is that she gave her actress peyote and then she had like a meltdown and clawed her own eye out on camera. And so everyone's like, how did she do it? How did she do it? And the answer is the actress just actually clawed her eye out.
Well, you forgot the best part about the eye.
Oh, that she eats it.
Yeah. She ate her own eye.
And she doesn't even know because she doesn't remember until she sees the video and she's like...
It's nutty. It's so
nutty.
crazy. And it's like... And apparently this whole series was only like the first third of the novel.
What else could possibly happen?
I don't know, and I kind of don't want them to continue it. I kind of want them to just leave it as is. I loved it as it stood.
It kind of feels like this like perfect thing. It's just like, honestly, like I want Brand New Cherry merch. Like I want like a really cool poster t-shirt.
Yo, I would love that. I love the poster.
Netflix? I know, I love the poster. It's beautiful. Yeah.
But also, so question, and feel free to chime in the comments if you know the answer. Maybe you've read the book. I don't know. Why is it called Brand New Cherry Flavor?
I knew you were going to say that. I have no idea.
I don't either. I have no clue.
No clue. And I kept waiting for it to come up because it is used on the poster. So it's like, it feels like that would be an image that would come up. But...
No. Nope. No, nothing even close to answering that question. And it's like, it's criminally, like, I don't know if it's underrated, because, I mean, the people I've seen talk about it have said very good things.
Exactly.
But it is definitely underseen, if anything.
Yeah,
or under talked
that's
about.
the way to
I don't
put
know.
I even feel like when it first came out, like, it immediately got recommended to me on Netflix. Because Netflix apparently knows what we like.
The algorithm knows. The algorithm is never wrong.
No. But just in like kind of my general life, I feel like I haven't really heard anyone that's watched it.
No, me either, and it's a shame because it really deserves a lot more views.
Yeah, agreed. So that would be you, audience on the internet, who's still watching after 20-something minutes. It's you. You go watch it.
Watch Brand New Cherry Flavor. Seriously, it's a great watch. It's a good time. If you're a fan of David Lynch, if you're a fan of Channel Zero, if you like weird kind of neo-noir films about seedy LA life.
Yeah, that's a good way to pitch it too. Yeah.
But like soaked in neon.
So much neon. I love it.
Love it.
I love how red this show is. Like, it's just like so unapologetically red.
Yes.
And I love that.
Maybe that's the cherry flavor.
Yeah, the flavor is the red.
Maybe that's like the name the quirky name of the paint color.
Oh, wait, that would be good.
I think I solved it.
I think you solved it. I think that's it.
But yeah, check it out if you like seeing kittens pop out of places they shouldn't.
Thanks for watching, and thanks for having me again. Love being here.
Thank you for coming on the channel. It's always fun.
Oh yeah.
And check it out, y'all. Let me know what you thought. Let me know why you think it's called Brand New Cherry Flavor down in the comments.
The real question.
All I wanted to do was make a movie.